Hello grade 8s, this is Mr. Miller and welcome to lesson 5.1 on views of 3D objects. So first of all we need to establish a little bit of terminology. First of all you need to know what is meant by a vertex, and you also need to know that the plural is vertices. And what we're talking about when we're talking about a vertex, or more than one vertices, what we're referring to are these corner points on a cube, on a rectangular prism, or on any other 3D object. So that's what a vertex is. Secondly, you need to know that this front surface, the right surface, the top, the back, the left, the bottom, those are what we call those faces. Okay, so a face is a two-dimensional surface. Okay, and then thirdly we have the sort of boundary lines of that face, and those are called the edges. So that's what those lines around that rectangle are called, an edge. Alright, so now that we have that terminology down, let's move on to some perspective drawings. So we've got a 3D object here, and we would like to draw a front view, a side view, and a top view of this 3D object. And so let's be clear, first of all, this is going to be considered the front, and so this will be the side, and most of you would look at this as the right side. When they ask you for a side view, they mean the right side view. And now the top view is a little bit tricky. Obviously this is looking down on it from the top, but it's as if you were standing in front and facing the front of the object, and if you went, if you rose above it and then moved over top and looked down on the object, that's what the top view is. So as a result, when you take a look at it from the front, here's what you will see. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 squares across, and you will see the 3 squares up. And just to finish off this grid so you can see how many blocks this is composed of, there we go. And this is our front view. Okay. If you look at it from the right side, then all you see is a vertical arrangement of those 3 squares. And so it's going to look like that. And so I'm going to complete those squares so that you can tell how many blocks there are here stacked up. And this is our side view. And finally, if we look down on this from the top, then the top view is going to be 4 squares across horizontally. Okay, and so I'm just going to complete this grid here. And this is the top view. So just be careful with the top view, because a lot of people get this confused with, so it should be a horizontal arrangement of these squares, not a vertical arrangement. That's what you would see if you were coming in from the right side and moved over to the top and we're looking down on it. So that is not the view that we're looking for. The top view is when you start by facing the front and you move above it, rise above it, and look down from above it. And that is your top view, which gives this horizontal arrangement of those squares. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a front view, a right side view, and a top view and see if we can figure out what the arrangement of blocks is. And you can see that we're going to make a 3D sketch of this, and it even specifies that there are 9 blocks. That's very helpful because otherwise we might get the impression that there's blocks hidden in behind somewhere. But it's pretty easy to see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks, and they're arranged in this U sort of shape, although it's not quite a U shape, and that there's just the it's only got a depth of 1 unit. So let's take a look at how we can do this. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4 units across the bottom, and I'm going to move in 1 unit for the depth of this, and then I'm going to go up 3 units to the top of that right hand column, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to draw the top of that column, and I'm going to finish off that column like this and drop this down all the way down to the bottom. And of course I'm going to fill in all of these lines so that you can see how many individual blocks there are. So there's 3 blocks stacked up on the right hand, and on the left we have 4 blocks stacked up. So why don't we do that next? 1, 2, 3, 4, and just going to do the top of that left hand column, and then I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to come down to the bottom here because this is where we have some blocks that come in between those 2 columns and connect them at the base. Okay, so just filling in these lines shows you how many blocks are stacked up. And same thing here. And now we have completed our 3D sketch of this object. So you'll get a chance to practice doing both of those, doing a perspective drawing and a 3D drawing in your assignment, which is listed here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.